All right, I think we're live. Let me double check my mic. Yeah, my mic is on. What's up, everybody? It's Cloak Schemer, and today we're gonna be doing a tutorial. I'm looking at the camera, but my eyes, I don't know. I still gotta fix these eyes. But today we're gonna learn how to be a sexy mute. Why? I don't know. I saw it one time on Rob's stream. Carnal was trying to be a sexy mute. He's in training, so I'm gonna use my sexy mute experience to show you how to be a sexy mute. Maybe it won't translate well, but I know the basics. This will be between a light, well, not a light, an easy and a medium tutorial on how to be a sexy mute. I'll be going over the basics. I will be going over the few things and quirks and stuff. And then after that, I'm going to go practice RP voices. I don't know, maybe until I get bored. But yeah, I'll try to go in depth. Not in depth, but just a bit. Depends if the stream survives. But let's go. So, you want to be a... Oh, wait, let me get closer to the camera. Oh, shit, it's on my boobs. So, you want to be a mute. Well, you came to the person who used to be a mute. Kind of. I was only a mute on Vincent's streams, but I see mutes. I see how they walk, how they talk. I'm pretty active in my movements. I know how to schmoove. Let me fix the damn mic. We still need some background music, cause damn. All right, yo, what's up? I'm back. So yes, how to be a mute. First rule of being a mute: you got to be a mute. So what you're gonna want to do is wait, pins. I guess it doesn't work for me. All right, pin one. We'll go pin one. All right, first thing you want to do is you want to go to your settings. You can't see it from my point of view, but settings. Scroll down to microphone, and then you're gonna look for toggles. For me, I have my mic toggled, you know. So if I want to talk, I'm talking. If I don't want to talk, my mouth's not moving, but you get the picture. Toggle, toggle. But when you're a mute, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna put microphone behavior instead of toggle or whatever the hell you have it. Make sure to keep it on toggle always off. Yeah, there we go. Always off. Why? Because even if you're a mute and you got toggles, you don't want to have a mishap of where you accidentally turn on your mic. So always keep your mic on always off if you're a mute. Unless you're a yapper and you rely on the AI voices, but we're not going to go over the AI voices tutorial. So you now turned off your mic. First rule of being a mute: you're a mute, so you can't talk. So yes, my mic is now off, but because this is a mute tutorial, my mic was going to stay on. So you're expecting sexy mutes, but deep as bootleg critical voice. All right, so we got the mic off out the way. Number two of being a quirky sexy mute: names. I mean, you really want a name that stands out. Well, actually names is not good. Let's go to the second one. So your mic's muted now. What next? Well, we're just gonna we're just gonna review everything. All right. So first step of being a mute is you need to know your gestures. Now most mutes, they have it set on their avatar. Like, you know, I could toggle gestures rather than relying on the finger thing, because it could sometimes look awkward when you're a mute. Like, what if I do this? Yeah, what if I'm doing this and I'm trying to be a cute mute? Now my tongue's sticking out. So what you want to do is you want to turn off your gestures. But, like, to describe it, you want to have your avatar not be reliant on finger gestures, because in case you are mute and you still need your fingers, turning off your gestures from the menu does not work. Because look, now my fingers are useless. Oh, wait. Yeah, my fingers are useless. So yeah, my fingers are a bit useless. Avatar overlay, fizz bones, numbo, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I don't need none of that. But yes, just my fingers don't work anymore, except for this one. I don't know, maybe it's weird, but something. But you want to have your gestures set on toggles as a mute, because if you're being a mute and you're being expressive mute, you want to make sure like if something happens, you want to be on the right gesture rather than the accidental gesture or accidental gesture. So right gesture, accidental gesture. So that's what you want to do when you want to be a sexy mute. Make sure you have your gestures memorized. Make sure you either have them as a toggle or finger gestures and you mastered it. So like I'm a happy mute. But what happens if I messed up? Oh, my tongue's sticking out, but I'm happy. Yeah, my avatar has like multi gestures. So like if I'm doing something like this and then something like this, it gets my mouth. It closes my mouth and closes my eyes. All right. So we got. You need your gestures. You need to know your gestures. So you're a very expressive mute. You know that you got to mute your mic because, I mean, obvious if you want to be a sexy mute, you got to have a mic muted. Next up, avatar. You got to be unique. You got to be a unique mute. You got to stand out from the crowd of other mutes because mutes nowadays are a dime a dozen. So how are we going to stand out? Well, I can't stand out. This is not a mute avatar. Well, we'll stand out, but I'll get into the next lesson. What kind of mute are you? Are you a quirky mute? Are you a sexy mute? Are you a sex mute? Are you a between? Now, this one can judge based on your stamina. Are you very active? Then you are a quirky mute. Can you move, but like not really, go crazy with it? Then you are a sexy mute. You like ERP? You're a sex mute. Basics. Are you a lazy fat shit who can't move? You're a bottom low rank mute. Mutes are reliant on being expressive. So that's how, let me give you an example. Let's say I'm a quirky mute. So what am I going to do as a quirky mute? Well, I'm not on camera. So as a quirky mute, I'm just, let's get a full body shot. So as a quirky mute, I'm in the back. I like to do this. You know what? Actually, damn, I'm like going one tutorial and skipping the other tutorial. Let's do hip rotations. Yes, hip rotations are a very essential part of being a mute. So how can you move your hips? I'm gonna move the camera down to just my hips so you could see. Now, a bad mute would move their hips like this. You don't have much room to do stuff. And you got to make sure you know what you're doing with your hands. Like I'm doing this with my hands. But sometimes a good way to move your hips is to like give it some space. Like I'm seeing how I'm swinging my hips. Like I bend my stomach and I bring it over here and then I whip it. Then I bring it back and I whip it. That's one. This is a long motion to swaying your hips when you're a mute. Sometimes if you're like me and you got a quest, you have the option to turn around, like you could also do this with your feet. Get a little lower. You could do this with your feet. It's kind of hard to see because I'm doing something, but it's like doesn't translate well in my full body. But you could do this, like hip sways. Dang, I gotta take off my pants. just so it translates better. All right, we're taking off the pants. Exclusive pants taken off. But as you can tell, since I'm in Quest, some mutes have like, you know, fancy headsets to where they can spin, but like you could do this, and just keep swaying your hips, doing a long sway and another sway, something like that. All right, I'm putting back my pants on. Oh shit! God damn it! Thanks for the follow, temp 110 11212. I'm doing my mute tutorial. All right. So, swaying your hips. This is pretty much a basic but a nice way to sway your hips as a mute. Let me bring it back up. Get you a little view. This is kind of like a simple one, but a kind of decent one. Now let's get on to the mute avatar. Now this is not a mute avatar, because when you're a mute, most quirky mutes and sexy mutes rely on the two factors, or one factor. I don't know what the hell it is. I'm not even talking right mute stuff right. But what is it? Are you going to be a booby mute or a booty mute? That's right. This is an important factor. Does your mute avatar have giant tits but a flat ass? Oh, wait, let me make it more cinematic. Does your mute avatar have giant tits but a flat ass? Well, you're a booby You're a booby mute. You got to rely on your breast. You got to try to get the focus to your talker on your chest. Try to find opportunities to make the focus of your chest and get people to gubba. If they don't gubba, then you failed. Now, a booty mute. And I gotta get over here to make sure I don't accidentally get naked, because I got this. I had to get an avatar just for this. Oh shit, that almost blew me up. Alright, so the most generic kind of mute, Godfall mutes. That's right. But this Godfall mute is a booty mute. Look at that. She's got butt. She kind of got chest, but most of these kind of mutes rely on their wide hips and their butts. Now, since I'm in a Godfall model, I could try and redo the hip sways. As you can tell, it translates better on the Godfall model. But as I said, I guess the tutorial again to hip sway. Wait, I'm getting some stuttering. Let me make sure my thing doesn't die. Yep, the classic Godfall. I'm trying to teach people how to be a mute. Although I don't like the toggle on this. I keep summoning this weird Kirby looking thing. Alright, so when it comes to swaying your hips, it translates better on this avatar. But as I said, you don't want to do something basic like this. This is if you're a lazy mute. Alright, I'm getting some stuttering. I don't know if it's because of this avatar. But this is the laziest type of hip sways, because you're doing it way too fast. You're going to tire yourself, and it just doesn't look that good. A good way to sway your hips is to probably give your legs some, like, spread your legs apart a little. This is kind of like a basic hip sway, but it's still decent. You're going to want to swing your stomach this way and then swing it over here. And then you got the hip sway, you know. That's right, Dog Fox. I said I was going to do a sexy mute tutorial, so I'm just doing a quick sexy mute tutorial. So you always got to try and figure out what you want to do with your hands too. But for me, I'm not even going to do anything. Tutorial number 2. Trackers. Now you could use your trackers traditionally where you want. I'm gonna go back to my main avatar because I think this avatar is glitching me like hell. Actually, let's go to the something a little more family friendly. Yeah, it was the Godfall model. The stuttering's still there, but it's kind of lighter. All right, yo. So let's see. I did the hip sway, you know. Oh, it kind of looks decent on this avatar. There are some more advanced hip sways, but I don't practice those. I'm not trying to be like the 24-hour mute person. But trackers. Look at where my trackers are as a mute. I'm gonna recalibrate. Well, I don't even know if you could see them, but here's a mistake. I have my trackers on my knees and my hips. So I have two trackers right here and one tracker in the center. When you're mute, you have to kind of turn your trackers to the side for the knees and have your trackers on the side for your hips. Because there are some advanced mute movements to where you don't want to accidentally stand on your trackers. And there we go. So like, what if I want to do something like this? And then I do this. Get a little close up. Like this. And then this. Just body movements. Now quirky mutes, you gotta be full of energy. I'm not sure if I'm full of energy. I just had a hot dog. I mean, if you're a mute, you're gonna be having a lot of hot dogs. I guess that's another tutorial. But quirky mutes, you gotta be ready for everything. You gotta be ready to be jumping. You gotta be ready to be schmoving, stuff like that. So I'm going to give a small example of a quirky mute. Imagine your talker's like looking at this bed. He's like, man, that's a sexy ass bed. Meanwhile, I'm like prepared. If he starts turning to me, this is what's going to happen. Wait. Get the camera like this so I know what's happening. If he turns around and looks at me, I'm over here dancing, not even paying attention to him. Then I turn around and I jump with joy. My gestures, making it look like I'm excited. And then I give them head pats or something. I don't know. I don't know how to translate that well, but quirky mutes are always moving. Damn, I'm moving my legs and it doesn't come up. My quirky mutes. Always pay attention to your background music or whatever music your person's listening to and try to dance to the beat. Although you don't want to tire yourself out. Sexy mutes. This one's a bit of a hard one if you're trying to learn this one. If you're trying to be a sexy mute, you got to find perfect timings to bring attention to your avatar's body. So, example, low point of view. Let's get back to the Godfall, but I'm scared to go back to the Godfall. It's gonna break my PC or something. Yeah, look, everything's smoothed out. As soon as I switch to Godfall, everything starts stuttering. Alright. So as a Godfall, this avatar has to pay attention to the body. So, how would this happen? So, oh shit, I hit my TV. Let me back up a little more. Grab this. Wait. TV's still safe. Where'd the camera go? Oh, I'm on pin 2. Alright, so your talker's right here. He's crouching down. You're now the sexy mute of the town. So what you're going to want to do, if you're a sexy mute, you're going to want to walk up, bend down like this. But I guess the camera's a little too low. I guess I'm going to have to try harder. So look at him like this. And then, you know, being a sexy mute,
making sure the focus is on the person looking at you, but also your chest, you know, because you're trying to go for those gubba reactions. And then if something happens where they say, oh, let's go, let's do this, you stand up, but you try to make it all slow and sexy. And then you turn around and then try to focus on your butt. This is weird. You got Bootleg Critical showing his butt, trying to be sexy. Oh shit, what the hell was that? Alright. But yeah. And with sexy mutes, one thing that makes them hard to be, because it takes some practice to be a sexy mute, is you got to practice the most important thing, your sexy walk. Now, there are several ways to do this. One, you could be a super rich billionaire with like fucking unlimited space. So let me show you my limited space. If I also do a sexy walk, this would be my limited space. My feet curves a bit, but sexy walk would be like this, where I try to swing my hips while I'm walking. But this is my limited space. So you're asking, hey, how can I be a sexy mute, but I have a little bit of space? You're gonna have to master how to turn and move forward. So I'm not good at this either. So I'll just give you a basic look at it. Like, I'm gonna be walking in circles, but try to move forward while I'm doing it, because I can't go to the camera all the way with my limited space. So I'm gonna be doing this. But yeah, there's some sensitivity. You can see me drifting off, but you know, I'm still doing this. I'm still trying to go forward while walking in circles. It takes some practice. You got to master that part if you want to do the sexy walk with limited space. You got to learn how to keep walking forward while walking in circles in your bedroom. All right, we've covered that. There's not much I want, like I say, is advanced, because I'm doing just the basics and the medium stuff of how to be a sexy mute. So yes, when you're a sexy mute, you got to be reactive to what your talker or whoever you're interacting with. Like, this is a stream sexy mute. This ain't no fucking public sexy mute. So you got to always be interactive with your talker. So interactive with your talker's talking to you, you're just paying attention. You gotta know different poses. Let's go back to the robot. We're gonna be a quirky sexy mute with a robot. Alright, so quirky, wait, I guess post-processing does nothing. Brightness does nothing. Alright, so quirky sexy mute as a robot. So when your talker's talking and they're giving you attention, you just look at them, try to have a nice cute little pose or whatever you're trying to go for, sexy pose. Like, if I'm cute, I'm gonna be like this and just looking at them. But if I'm sexy, I'll probably do something like this. Have my arms cup my breasts, my hips a little swung, or my hips like this. I guess it's better at a distance. Like, you know, arms cupping breast, legs apart, hips tilted. And then from time to time, you want to like swing your hips back a little to another side, you know, like this, maybe tilt your head. You could do something like this. Basically, you gotta try and master some poses, because you don't want to just look like this. You just don't want to keep looking at people just like, you know, like you're just bored out of your mind. Like, this is VR chat. Nobody's gonna see what you look like in real life as you're doing this, so just go crazy with it. Try to figure out some good poses. Try to figure out what works for you. You know, don't be scared to tilt your head a little. Don't be scared to like move a bit. And then if you're, oh, that's another one too. You're mute. So how are you going to be reactive? Let's say something funny just happened. How are you going to react to that? So most mutes that I know likes to do the whole hand over the mouth. Like you can do whatever you want with this hand, but I say like this is pretty better, but you could do this. That just means you just heard something funny and you're laughing. So how's that work? Like let's say somebody said, "Hey, you're gay." Now you're gonna want to do this, like that. They say, "Oh, let me give you a closer shot of it." It's not gonna look good closer, but he says, "Hey, you're gay." Something like that. You could extend it to be like cupping your mouth and just keep going back and forth. This just means like it's very hilarious and you're just laughing. But what if something confuses you? You just go like this.
Buy me the RC Plus.
Oh, that'll come in another tutorial. But sometimes if your mute avatar has some pretty cool quirks, like mine, boop, you press it. Like this could be good for quirky mutes. Like have something on your avatar that makes it stand out and be pretty good content. Like my avatar has this thing where it's like a button, so if I press it,
I'm just a little bunny.
see, has a bunch of voices.
Whoa, you're a Discord mod?
See, like that. But yeah, if you're laughing, you do this. If you're thinking, you're like this. Confused, maybe you can look up in the sky trying to think. But yeah, just basic motions of expressions, basically, like overblown expressions of being a mute. So if you're laughing, you just motion that you're laughing like this, covering your mouth. If you're thinking, you're looking at the sky like this, thinking. If you're mad, you're like, well, there's many ways to express how being mad. I could just go like this, stomping the floor, mad. But if you're happy, you could do this. Although this is for like quirky mutes, not fucking sexy mutes. There are different ways to express yourself. Go crazy. Nobody's looking at you in real life, so just be free to express yourself. You're a mute. Oh shit, I'm like holding back burps. But yeah, being a mute, that's the benefit people like of being a mute. You're expressive as hell. You could be as expressive as you want. And if you're not fit enough, you could try and be a sexy well, I'm not sure, because sexy mutes do need some stamina too. But yeah, you got to be a sexy mute if you're like not very active, and you could be a really quirky mute if you're like very active. Just don't break something. But those are the basics of being a mute in VR chat. With that out the way, I'd say the tutorial's done. I taught you a bunch of random shit. I'm going back to my main avatar. But yes, congratulations. I taught how to be a mute. It's probably the cringiest thing ever. Woo. So I taught you how to hip sway, how to be expressive, what to do if your mute avatar is focused on the breast or the butt, how to act around the camera, all that shit. So I'm gonna go to practice some RP voices now. Favorite games. Prismic Avatar Search World. I kind of like this song. Let me figure out what. I was at 31. Alright, let's go to Prismic Avatar Search World. So that was how to be a mute, how to be a sexy mute on VR chat. Not the best tutorial, but I mean, how many tutorials are there that are actually helpful? Oh man, I'm tired. To the second portion of my stream, but voice practice. Let me get my video player up. Input URL. I was at the 31-minute mark. Oh shit. All right, now I want to practice how to do some. I want to practice some RP voices. This is gonna be very, very cringe. I guess right here. Why is the music louder than it was over there? Oh shit. Alright. Voice practice. Alright. Good enough. Well. The most you thought mute tutorial was cringe? Well, you're about to come across voice practice. Let's see, whatever happened. I guess if I'm talking about lobby stuff, not much happened. Yeah, nothing interesting happened. I'm still just waiting until next Thursday. I hope it's an RP event, because then I can show up and do that. But let's do some voice practices. What voices can Cloak Schemer do? Let me try this one out, because I saw this avatar and I want to try it out, see if it's a good one. Platform, balance, any platform. Yeah. Slow runner. I'm kind of scared a naked avatar is going to show up. Maybe. Let me figure out what's a good point of view that doesn't show the damn... Well, wait, I could just aim it right here. No, wait. Yeah, this looks like a good spot. Yep, decent spot. Let me turn off the mirror here since I'm not going to use this. I'll just use my own mirror. Alright. Voice practice with Cloak Schemer. I am trying to practice more voices. The only opportunities I get to practice voices is at work, because there's this new policy at my job that sucks ass where we can't have our headphones on anymore. So that pisses me off a bit. So here I am now. Oh shit, let me fix my trackers, because that was just for the mute tutorial. As I said, keep your trackers on the side in case you gotta bend over or something while you're a mute. After this stream, I'm gonna eat some noodles. There we go. Alright, let's try the first avatar. I saw this avatar and I was like, hey, I want to try this out. It was called Speedrunner Mario. Oh shit. Why the hell is this so big? What the hell? Let me extend my mirror size, because I don't want to accidentally jump in front of while I'm naked. Did I become the avatar? What the hell? Oh, here it is. Oh, never mind. I can't use this. Here's it. It's not good for full body. Let me see if the alternate version fixed that. This one it doesn't even work with full body. Like I'm moving, but I'm not moving. All right, I guess that's a fail. All right, let's go with the current Mario avatar I like. As I said, one of the voices I've been practicing was Mario. Music is kind of loud for me for some reason. I don't know if it's loud for that, but it's loud for me for right now. And this is on like the lowest setting. So Mario. I have been practicing Mario, but same thing as I always say. I'm decent at practicing voices, but when it comes to improv and RP, that's where I get stuck at. So, Mario voice. And for some reason, my finger gestures aren't working on camera. I don't know why. But when I come in as Mario, I'd be all like, "Hello, it's me, Mario." Something like that. And then I have been trying to do the more extensive talk. Like, if I could say a random line, I'll be all like, "Hello, would you like to eat this?" Oh, crap. My voice cracked right there. They'd be like, "Hello, would you like to eat the spaghetti?" Something like that. But it's like, when I try to practice RP with Mario, it's hard because I could do the voices and I have set lines ready, but that's the bad thing. You can't have set lines. You need to be ready for improv. When people throw a bone, you gotta be ready. Who else do I have? The only character that showed up to 2 RPs. The homeless man. Oh shit, get my... When I'm the homeless man... Oh shit, where's... Lift up, you son of a bitch. Oh, there it is. Oh, my mirror for some reason is grabbable. Alright, so when I'm the homeless man, my idea of being a homeless man is I'm drunk. So what I do when I'm the homeless man, I keep moving like this, try to give the motion that I'm a drunk character or I'm cracked or something. And then my voice, I like bring it back and then like add some rasp or whatever the fuck people call it, but I make my voice deeper and then I add some hold back to my voice. So it's all like, "Hey man, what's up? I'm a homeless man. Come on, man." And then I gotta keep going. I gotta make them sound so drunk, but I don't know. It's like I've never been drunk before. So I'm just going from what I think is a drunk person. So I like try to be reactive to everything around me, but at the same time, you know, try to have one quirk with my homeless man, like, because this avatar has a toggle where like where is it, props sign, it has a sign where it says need money for mixtape. So I went around trying to sell a mixtape, basically. I'd be like, "Hey man, you want to buy my mixtape? Come on, man, this shit fire." Something like that. But homeless man.